In football, there's things you can't coach. That's hustle, athleticism, relentless. They had all those characteristics.
They're the first ones to the field, and they're the last ones to leave every single day. They're in here over the summer, putting in hours and hours, trying to perfect their craft so that they can get to the next level.
They're going to go into college, they're going to be very successful. I think that they have the opportunity to play in the NFL.
Him and his brother coming over from Africa, they came from nothing.
We've been together since we're in the wombs.
We're twins. I'm so close to him than anybody in this world. He's my everything.
Something that can never be broken apart.
I like to stand in the front of the office and try to recruit kids coming in and out. Him and his dad and his brother were walking out. So I introduced myself and asked if they played football, and they said, no, they play rugby. I said, football is very similar. I had them cleared, ready to play football the next day.
Because they are so new to coming to the United States and learning the game of football, the basic stuff, you know, how to take the proper steps, how to hold your block, different moves, because, you know, they come from rugby, so the different moves that they're learning in football, it's similar, but there are some differences. And just the overall concept of the game, scoring touchdowns, getting first down, it's something that they had to learn because they never knew what it was before.
I had little knowledge about football. I didn't have, you know, I didn't even know that football was a big deal, you know, and then, you know, right now I'm just living the dream.
But my first NFL game ever watching Pittsburgh Steelers at the hotel when we first arrived. When I turned the TV, I seen black and yellow. So I really didn't know the name really much. So I started watching them. I think they won the game. I was hyped for no reason because I really don't know what was happening on the field or anything. All I knew, they won the game. That's it.
First, they putting pads on. How to put your shoulder pads on. I think Eloy put his on backwards. You know, putting their pants and putting their pants, you know, their pants on, their pads in their pants, those kind of things.
And in rugby, they're not wearing any pads. It's just them and their teammates going at it. You know, it's similar to football.
When I'm on a football field, you know, I'm just, you know, in my beast mode, you know, and then I feel great, you know, because this way I could express, you know, my aggression, my anger, you know, so that's why I love playing football.
You have to make the first hit, make the first impact, put fear in them, hit them hard as much as you can. Don't let them reset or anything. Just keep on punching them in the mouth till they quit.
Coming to Arizona and really getting involved in the football aspect of things, I think they saw, especially Eloy from that very first season Eloy played, kind of, hey, you know, I might have a future in this. Cosmos, you kind of saw that last 5 games of the season. You know, Cosmos really kind of come to his own and really kind of figure it out. And kind of, I knew that both these kids would be Division I players.
You got to put it high and tight. He's out here with it.
Oh, Sean? Whose brother is that?
Whose brother is that? Now he can be ours now.
Now
He's acting right. Now he's acting right. Coming to America, you know, has been a totally different experience.
They were originally from the Congo, where there was all this killing going on, all this war going on over there. And so they got pushed out of there and ended up in Zimbabwe at the refugee camp. Soldiers running into people's houses and displacing, you know, family members, taking away everything that they had. Eloy said he remembers that the family had absolutely nothing. To hear Eloy speak about some of the things that he went through, it almost made me cry. I remember him talking about the nightmares and some of the memories that he could never stop thinking about. I mean, you look at these young men and you see none of that. You don't see pain, you don't see hurt, you don't see tragedy.
I've heard stories from Eloy, you know, walking to school barefooted, wearing the same pair of sandals for a couple of years. You know, there's a picture of the boys, kind of an old looking picture. I remember talking to Cosmos. He goes, that's back when life was miserable. And I said, well, explain. And he goes, where we were in the refugee camp, you know, like you see on the movies, you know, the kids are eating rice with their fingers, you know, those kind of things. So, you know, you kind of feel for the kids, you know, that they didn't come from much. But they thrived.
Growing up in a refugee camp is obviously, you know, a rough experience.
I mean, this was kind of a rough childhood to start with, you know. It wasn't the best of places you could start your childhood at. But I mean, it makes you a great man from a young age. You learn a lot from that.
The living conditions in the refugee camps, you know, and then, you know, there's no really employment. You do have freedom in the refugee camp too. But, you know, in America here, you could do possibly everything that you want.
And them coming over here and being so grateful for everything that they have because they didn't have it back in Africa.
Man, I feel so bad not playing with Cosmos, man.
What?
I wish I was there on the field with him.
No, I know. But you know what? You're being a team player and you're a good motivation for. When Eloi got injured, that really hurt my heart. During the game, I went in the end zone and stood like right in the corner and gave him the ball. And it was like all of a sudden this huge gap just opened up. And you know, he came right there and I gave him a high five. Then when he came in on Monday and he's like, my neck isn't feeling good.
I've never had something like that. I've never been able to sit on the sideline in any team I've played for. Yeah, it was something new to me, but it taught me a lot too as a man and as a human being.
We had a lot of talks about just him turning into that source of motivation for his team and for his brother. I could tell, like in the beginning, he was really bummed out. He was really worried about what would happen with his recruiting. I told him, you've already made your mark and done what you've done here at Central. These offers are on the table. And if the coaches really want you, an injury won't change anything. I said, it's better for you to worry about your health now, earlier in this year, so basically you can take the rest of this year to get healthy and get ready for college. He was expecting to have a great senior season. You know, the media had been really hyping the season up for Central and both of the brothers, and I think that, you know, he just said, well, you know, my brother can go out there and do his thing, and you know, I'm gonna be that motivation for him.
It makes me a proud brother to see my brother, you know, impressing me every single day, you know, playing every single game, dedicating it to me, you know, it means a lot. I'm getting healthy, you know, I should be back by the field really soon.
Every time he's on the sideline, he's helping the team. You know, like every time you see something, it's a run play, pass play, he calls it out. Everybody get to the ball. He's calling the strong side, the weak side on the field, so we know where to line up and stuff like that.
I speak Swahili, Lingala, English, Shona, Kinyarwanda, and French. The opponents don't know what's coming. They don't know what's gonna hit them. You know, we always communicate where we're going right, we're slanting right together. You slanting left, I'm coming this gap, and nobody knows, even on our team. Putting football out of the concept, it just taught me a lot about, you know, being patient and waiting for the right time, and things can come in life, and you just gotta go with the best route. You gotta make the best out of it.
He wanted so badly to play football in college, but if he didn't, he would have been okay with that, he said. He said, I want to go into finance, and if I don't play, I'm okay with that.
My dad always tells me, you know, that, you know, they'll never take the knowledge from you. You know, at a football field, you can always get hurt any single time, you know, but once you have your education, you have your degree, you can work at any place that you want.
The possible separation of him and Cosmos was always something that, you know, we talked about, because he really didn't want to be separated from his brother. I told him, no matter what, you guys will always be brothers, no matter where you're at.
Right now, like as a football player, you know, you're looking at scholarships.
Washington, Wyoming, UNLV, Kansas, Idaho, UMASS, NAU.
I've been talking to UMASS a lot. I'm talking to NAU too. The coaches are really nice, and you know, me and Cosmas were planning also a visit to UNLV. And then I really like Washington State too. We were going with Cosmas on the visit. They treated us really good. Yeah, I wish I would go to the same college as him, but regardless, you know, I'll have to put in my own work and, you know, show my talent.
And making it to college, playing ball together, going to school, that would be, that would be the dream.
Eloi had gone to his official visit at UMass over the weekend and then stated that, you know, he had committed to UMass, and then shortly after that, Cosmos had tweeted out that he committed to Washington State, and I know that was probably a really, really hard decision for both of them.
It was actually pretty tough to make that decision because, you know, there was two people involved. It was me and my brother, my twin brother Cosmas. I looked at it as what is going to work best for him.
The night before we came up with these decisions at home, I sat with my mom and dad, you know, we kind of went through everything, talked about it. They were kind of really a big support of us being apart in college, our whole life, everything we're done together, same school, same classes, everything being together. So this will be our first time being separated.
I just can't imagine it till now. Just waking up in the morning, and knowing that Cosmas is not here, I have to, walk this journey by myself. It's just pretty tough for both of us.
Like even being apart, even being like, I was apart and apart, we'll still find a way of communicating.
He knows definitely that I do love him wholeheartedly, and and wherever he goes, we'll still be brothers. I'll still have his back, regardless of anything, and I know for a fact he has mine.